Hey kids, it's Papa. You ready to explore the Bible? All right. Now, actually, we're in Hungary now. This looks like our house, right? Doesn't it? Well, I'm trying to work ahead. And this is the last one I'm going to do before we start taping a few in Hungary. But in any case, uh, here we are in First Samuel chapter 18. So turn there with me, if you will. First Samuel chapter 18. Now, remember last time we talked about the fact that Jonathan and David became such good friends. And what a wonderful story it is. But Saul, Saul was a different story. And we're going to see that Saul began to hate David. And you say, how would he do that? I mean, David loved Saul, and David served Saul, and David helped Saul, and David killed Saul's enemies. And so, how could Saul hate him? Well, when people get away from God, pretty soon they start hating the people they should love and loving the people they shouldn't love. And so that's just what happens when you get away from God. It's important that we stay close to God so that we'll love the right people. In any case, notice verse 6, 1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 6. And it came to pass that as they came, when David was returning from the slaughter of the Philistines, that the women came out of all the cities of Israel, singing and dancing to meet King Saul with tabrets and with joy and with instruments of music. And the women answered one to another as they played and said, Saul hath slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s. Now, Saul should have said, wow, they're praising me because I've killed my thousands. And probably he hadn't killed that many. His armies had. But David his 10,000s. Well, no, David hadn't necessarily killed 10,000s. He just killed one really big one. I don't know. He may have killed some others, but he hadn't killed 10,000. And you see, a lot of times people exaggerate. Okay, and we need to watch out for that. Exaggeration is really lying. Okay. Now, there are reasons why we exaggerate. We exaggerate sometimes to make ourselves look good in front of other people. Sometimes we exaggerate because we want a story to sound better for other people. Sometimes we exaggerate because, well, we just exaggerate by nature. Don't do that. Don't do that, because exaggeration is actually lying. So don't. An exaggeration is when you make a number bigger, or you make something worse, or a lot of times with drama, you say, oh, you're killing me by saying that. No, you're not killing anyone by saying that, and so drama and exaggeration, don't do that. There's no need for it. It's not good. And really, it is a form of lying, so don't do it. In any case, but they come out and they're doing this. And how do you suppose that made Saul feel? And notice what it says in verse 8. And Saul was very wroth, and the saying displeased him. He says, they have ascribed unto David 10,000s, and to me they have ascribed but thousands. And what can he have more than the kingdom? So he listened to their exaggeration, and he started exaggerating some himself. David must want my kingdom. And, notice verse 9. And Saul eyed David from that day forward. Now, here's something we need to watch out for, because there are times when other people can put ideas in our heads about other people. And rather than looking at those other people and saying, you know what, you're just exaggerating, and so I'm not going to think that about the other person. Instead, there are times when we start looking at those other people as though that information we got was true, and we start disliking people, not because of something they've done or said, but because of something that someone else did or said. We need to be careful about that. We need to hear what other people say and think, you know what, that may be true, it may not be true, but I'm not going to put any stock in it. Okay? I'm not going to listen to it. And sometimes it's best just not to listen to that at all. Somebody starts to tell you something about someone else, just say, hey, I don't need to hear that, okay? Tell that to someone else. So uh, we need to be careful about this. Exaggeration and gossip, it can be very destructive. It can tear people apart. It can hurt people's hearts. It's a bad thing. And so let's not be a part of it. Let's not say it. Let's not exaggerate. Let's not create drama. And let's not allow other people to put it into our hearts and minds either. Okay? Just no need for it. Hey, love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye bye.